Welcome back, guys, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Also, if you have any questions regarding dropshipping, make sure to leave a comment down below and I'll be choosing 2 people to get into a phone call with so we could talk more about your question. And I'll also be picking some questions that you guys asked to make a video off of, so go ahead, feel free and ask. So let's get right into it. Shopify is solely a e-commerce platform. You can't really switch anything around. So if you are going with e-commerce, you have to go in mind that you're only gonna have a e-commerce website when you do Shopify. Now with Woocomerce, things are a bit different. Woocomerce is not a website, it's a plugin. It's a plugin that works with WordPress. Now WordPress essentially is just a blogging platform that you have to tweak to make it into a e-commerce platform. So one's a website and the other one's a plugin, but they pretty much let you do the same thing, which is create an e-commerce store or an e-commerce platform. As for price, Shopify's basic plan is $29 a month and you guys get a 14-day free trial. Woocomerce, on the other hand, is free since it's a plugin, but you need to pay for your hosting of your website. In this case, let's just say you went with GoDaddy. That's going to be $8.99 a month. So every month you're going to be paying about $9 for hosting your website. Now for the domains, Shopify charges you $14 per year, and Woocomerce, we're going to be using the same exact platform. We're going to be using GoDaddy. They're going to only charge you 99 cents for the first year, or if you pay for the 12-month upfront of hosting, you're gonna get your domain for free, and after that you should be paying $14.99 every year to renew your domain. However, you're still gonna need an SSL certificate to avoid Google marking you as unsafe and keeping your customers' information safe. Shopify offers this for free, and with WooCommerce, since you're gonna be using GoDaddy as your hosting website or your hosting platform, you're gonna be paying $75 for every year that you have your SSL certificate. So to get started your first month with Shopify, you're only gonna be needing about $43. That's not including plugins. And with WooCommerce, you're gonna be needing $83 if you're going with the monthly plan for your hosting. That's what you're gonna need. Most of the money is gonna go towards paying the SSL certificate. So don't worry about that. You're gonna be good for the year. You don't have to pay $83 every month. You're only gonna be paying $8.99 every month, which is the hosting plan. So WooCommerce does have a higher starting capital, but Shopify is more expensive in the long run, costing $362 for the year, as opposed to WooCommerce that would only cost you about $182 for that year. And as a side note, Shopify protects your information, so all of your personal information won't be shown, as opposed to WooCommerce, they don't protect that because you're going with GoDaddy. They're gonna offer you for $10 a year to basically protect your information, so you're gonna have to add that to the cost. So some of you are probably thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go with WooCommerce. It's cheaper, it does take a little bit more to start up, but in the long run, I'm gonna be saving a lot of money. And you might wanna hold off on that thought. One of the big reasons why I still use Shopify over WooCommerce is the ease of use. Shopify is solely built for e-commerce. That's what it's meant for. You're not gonna be able to switch the site around and say you start a drop shipping site and then decide to start a blog. You can't do that with Shopify. You're stuck with having an e-commerce store. That's it. You can't change anything. So with that being said, everything works seamlessly. You don't run into any issues. Everything is optimized for that, and the site basically focuses on e-commerce. Now, if you don't care about e-commerce and stuff like that, then obviously you might want to go with WooCommerce because you're going to be able to switch your store around from a blog to an e-commerce, or you're going to be able to do a hybrid of a blog / e-commerce store. But if you're only focusing on e-commerce and don't really care about the blog aspect, then go ahead and skip WooCommerce. It's a lot more complex. There's a lot more moving parts to it. Also, if you guys have different plugins or different add-ons that you add to your WordPress site, you're gonna run into some issues where some apps are conflicting with each other. So you're gonna end up going to a lot of forums. And I honestly like to avoid that. So go with a Shopify. I personally recommend. That's like my honest opinion. Even though WooCommerce is cheaper to run, you're gonna be spending a lot of time tweaking things, learning things, trying to figure out how to switch stuff around, trying to figure out how to make your store look more like an e-commerce instead of a blog. So it does take a lot more time, and I feel like it's worth paying that extra money to have Shopify instead of WooCommerce. But if you're really in a budget, then obviously go with WooCommerce. And if you guys could afford to, I highly recommend Shopify, or make that extra effort to use Shopify. You guys are gonna have an easier time getting around. The settings are gonna be easier to understand, and all of the plugins are pretty much optimized for Shopify, so you don't have to worry about it not working or it glitching on you and anything like that. And if you do happen to run into issues, you could go ahead and call customer support. They're open 24/7. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what platform you choose. It all comes down to your marketing and your product. If you don't have a good marketing strategy or a good product, none of this matters. Shopify and WooCommerce is basically a platform to allow you to sell your product. So it doesn't matter which one you go with. You're not gonna be more successful if you go with Shopify as opposed to WooCommerce. This has nothing to do with it. There's people that make thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars with WooCommerce, and there's people that make no money with Shopify. So it shouldn't matter which one you decide to go with, but if you guys want an easier time, go with Shopify. It doesn't mean you're gonna be more successful or less successful. It's just easier to use. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below if you have any questions regarding Shopify. I'll go ahead and answer them, or I'll go ahead and reach out to you so we could get into a phone call and we could talk more about your question.